Willkommen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean Huggins, and this is React with Hugs. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I have a fun video. Check this out. What is a Reich, and why were there 3 of them? I have no idea. This is from Rubos, linked in the description as always. Let's see. Why was there 1? Why was there 2? Why was there 3 Reichs? And what even is it? And what is going on with this? From the master himself, Rubos. Los geht's.
So why is it called the Third Reich? What were the first and second Reichs, and what does Reich even mean?
I don't know.
The
That's why I
answers
clicked
to
on the
these
video.
and some other questions coming up later in this video, but first... No, I'm kidding. Let's crack on. The term Third Reich was invented by the Nazis, and it was all part of their propaganda. The official name of the country at that point was Deutsches Reich in German, and in English, German Reich, which is confusing because before 1918, although the German name of the country was, just as it was afterwards, Deutsches Reich, the official English translation was German Empire. It changed in 1918, and this came about because the German word Reich, quite simply, has no perfect English translation. The German Reich simply means a significantly large state with definite borders.
Kingdom, empire, realm, domain, something along those lines. All right, fair enough. I get the idea of it.
Ruled by one government or one person. It could be an empire or a kingdom or even, as in the case of France, a republic. I have seen people translate this as realm, but that's not always correct. A realm is an area that is ruled by somebody royal, usually a king. The United Kingdom is a realm, France is not. But actually, if you go back far enough, by which I mean several centuries, the closest translation probably was empire, as in, for example, the Roman Empire, which was a large domain encompassing many different nations, but all under the authority of a single person. More recently, though, the English Empire has come to mean an area ruled by a monarch with the rank of emperor, and who therefore outranks kings. The specific German word for that is Kaiserreich, as opposed to Königreich for a mere kingdom. Now, from about the 10th century to the 19th century, what eventually became the Germany we know today was the Holy Roman Empire. And originally that was empire in the old sense. In German, the corresponding word is quite simply Reich. But why holy? And why Roman? Well, it wasn't always called that, but back in the day, people used to take biblical prophecies very seriously indeed. And in particular, the book of Daniel speaks of 4 realms that would rise and fall, after which the world would end. And when they looked in their history books, they concluded that it was the Roman Empire that was the 4th of these. And yet, as far as they could...
So they thought the world was going to end? What the frick?
...reasonably tell, the world hadn't ended, which meant that the Roman Empire must still be in existence. And more than that, it had to continue existing, because if it ever stopped existing, the world would end. And so it was decided that what the King of the Germans was actually ruling over was the Roman Empire. Now, this was disputed by the Byzantine Empire, which had very good reason to believe that it was the true successor to the Roman Empire, but regardless of that, the King of Germany took on the title of Kaiser, which is quite simply the Latin Caesar, but pronounced the German way. And later, Holy was added to the name of the empire because the Kaiser wanted to suggest that he was every bit as important as the Pope. And that's how we got the Holy Roman Empire. Over the centuries, the map of the empire changed considerably, and it soon became a confusing patchwork of small territories ruled by monarchs over which the Kaiser presided. And some of those territories were in fact kingdoms, which meant that the Kaiser was now an emperor in the more modern sense, a monarch who outranked kings. The Holy Roman Empire was dissolved in 1806 and after a couple of false starts was replaced in 1871 by a new empire. It was called in German Deutsches Reich and in English German Empire. And yes, the German emperor still outranked kings. 4 of the territories inside this new country were kingdoms: Prussia, Bavaria, Württemberg and Saxony. The King of Prussia was put in charge of everybody else and so gained the rank of emperor, which, come to think of it, means that technically he outranked himself, which sounds like a comedy sketch. This worked quite well until 1918 when the monarchy was abolished and Germany suddenly became a republic. As such, it was no longer ruled by an emperor, and that meant that while the German name Deutsches Reich was still accurate, the English translation German Empire wasn't. And the solution to that was to just give up and use the German word. And so from that point on, the English name of the country was German Reich. And that's basically how things stayed until 1943, when Hitler decided to rename the country Greater German Reich. But that still doesn't explain Third Reich. Well, as I said, that was Nazi propaganda. It was never the official name of the country, but it was very commonly used. As far as the Nazis were concerned, the First Reich was the Holy Roman Empire, the Second Reich was the German Empire before 1918, and what the Nazis had put in place, or so they claimed, was a Third Reich. And
a Third Empire, kind of. Empire, kingdom, whatever you want to call it. Fascinating.
Until, that is, opponents started mocking the idea and Hitler asked everybody to please stop calling it that. But if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that I haven't yet mentioned the Weimar Republic. Well, that's because that was also never an official name. Between 1871 and 1945, Germany went through a couple of very profound changes. A revolution in 1918, the end of democracy itself in around 1933. Historians in particular find it very convenient to clearly distinguish between these very different periods. And so, unofficially, but usefully, we have the German Empire from 1871 until 1918, the Weimar Republic from 1918 until 1933, and Nazi Germany from 1933 until 1945. And that's it! Well done for making it to the end of this video. You deserve a prize.
Wow.
It's just a shame I don't have any to give you.
Wow. That was information dense. I should have been taking notes. Tons of information, but very interesting. Of course, though, you guys are the experts, so I'm curious, how did he do? How did Rubos do with explaining the history of the Reichs and the German names and everything? Let me know your thoughts. Leave your mustard down in the comment section below. But that being said, that's all the time that I have for today. So thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.